Hey, what's going on, people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video I'll be talking about the OPQ System, a powerful limited time gun that you can only get during the cartel event. I'll be telling you who has an increased chance to drop it, what it does, and how you can make the most out of it to ensure an easier time in Mayhem 10. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like. They are the fuel to the upload fire, and let's crack into it. What it does isn't important if you can't use it yourself, so we'll start with that. As mentioned before, it can only be obtained during the cartel event, which ends on the 4th of June, about a month from now. It has an increased chance to drop from Josie Bite and Franco Firewall, who can spawn in as underbosses outside of the mansion when you kill a cartel member. The best place to get them to spawn if you have access to the first DLC is Scrap Trap's Nest, due to the large number of scrap traps that spawn. It's a great place to farm them, and maybe even better than Villa Ultraviolet itself. Speaking of Villa Ultraviolet, you can also find them at various places throughout the mansion, but their spawn point will change every time you go in. There's a number of areas where clearing the enemies will see an underboss spawn, but that underboss is different all the time. They can also spawn alongside Joey Violet during the fight at the end, and Joey himself can also drop the OPQ system. If you want to be thorough, you can clear out all the possible spawn points before hitting up the final battle, as completing it will cause the gates at the beginning to close. Otherwise, just head for Joey and hopefully the fight will reward you. But what about the OPQ system? Is it any good? Jellyfish don't have legs, right? They have a head, I suppose, but what are those appendages that come off them called? Arms? Well, the OPQ system is an Atlas assault rifle that only comes in non-elemental. It fires 2 bullets at a decent speed while also dealing high damage, and it also has a nice magazine size to go with it. It's an advanced version of the purple rarity Q system, better in every way. OP doesn't stand for orange pajamas. No, it stands for overpowered, with its full name reading Overpowered Q System. You can see that come through in the damage it deals and the ease at which it can lay waste to crowds of enemies. It has helped to do that by firing an additional explosive shock round every half a second. Here I am testing that on the dummy in Sanctuary, and it seems that the shock rounds are shot in a timed pattern rather than per bullet shot or by random chance. You'll also notice that the shock rounds deal a third of the damage dealt by the bullet that accompanied it. It's quite a unique trait and gives an elemental side to an Atlas gun, which is rare to see. It helps it to drain shields faster and gives it a nice boost to its overall damage. It is possible for them to damage you though, so beware. However, they're only ever procced while hitting a target, and they won't occur if they hit a world surface. Like all Atlas guns, it does have an alternate function, but this time it doesn't paint targets for any smart bullets. The aiming is up to you this time, as the alternate mode deploys a copy of the gun that roams around you, shooting at wherever your crosshairs are pointing. That means accuracy is key if you want to get any use out of it. The drone is an exact copy of the gun and will be boosted by any anointments your gun might have. You can see me testing how the drone functions here, and you'll notice that the damage isn't great. They toned down its fire rate quite a lot in the last hotfix, but at least it's something. The brunt of the damage will need to be provided by you. Modes has the ability to spawn up to 20 drones with some for the road, and that's definitely more than a little something, and is the reason they were toned down. She's definitely the one to make the most out of its alternate firing mode, and as her you can create your own Q system army. For Zane, he can spawn 2 drones at a time with playing dirty, as you see here, and that'll help to get more out of it. However, if you have a transformer, it is possible for you to spawn a whole lot more drones. You can see that here, because the transformer has a chance to absorb bullets as ammo. It's possible to keep spawning drones while you're getting shot, and it's a nice trick to be aware of. It's made possible by the delay in transition between the 2 modes, and if you do have a transformer, your best bet to make it happen is to spam the trigger when you're deploying your drone. If you can't spawn anymore, it'll auto change you back, so there's nothing to lose, just spam it, and maybe you'll be able to create your own drone squadron. Without the secondary mode, the OPQ system remains a powerful weapon and can mop up crowds with elegance and ease. It's not as much a boss dropper like some of the other newly added guns, although it might be for modes. You can see me having a go for General Traunt here on my Zane, and it still does well. The shock rounds help it to drain his shield, and it can comfortably complete the fight on its own. Overall, it's a well-rounded gun that can take on anyone, performing consistently well across the board. It deals high damage at a nice fire rate, and the shock rounds help to boost its overall DPS. The alternate firing mode is more of a cherry on an already great cake, but modes can turn that cherry into another layer. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned how to get the most out of the OPQ system. If you did, consider dropping a like or subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.